All right, everybody. My name is Chad Klein. I'm an account manager here at Paladin, and today we are talking about QuickBooks, specifically the QuickBooks Online integration that we have just recently freshened up and gotten slick and running here. We hope that it makes your lives easier, as we do with all of our new features that come out. If you have to leave, it will be a travesty to this earth, but fortunately for you, we are recording it, like always. And so you can always go up to that little help menu at the top of Paladin, click on the Paladin webinars. That should take you to our webinar library, of which we've recorded and accumulated quite a nice little library of training materials on there. So if you ever have any questions about anything, you're always more than welcome to call us or use our new chat feature. Or you can go ahead and go online and start typing in a little webinar, the knowledge base, and make sure that there isn't a how-to article and the steps already written out, or a nice little video like we're doing here today that answers your question. So without further ado, I'm Chad Klein, and we are talking about QuickBooks today. What are you going to learn? You're going to learn about the QuickBooks Online integration. Going to cover some of the details. The nightly general ledger transfer. You can create accounts payable invoices from closed purchase orders. So when you receive some purchase orders and those are closed out in Paladin, you automatically send that information over to QuickBooks Online, and then we're going to talk about some of the pricing behind it, and then open the floor up for some general Q&A. Going to try to get this guy done pretty quick here this morning, as I'm sure we all have busy days and many people to call, things to do, money to make. It'll be a good day. So some of the QuickBooks Online integration key features is you can automatically transfer the day's general ledger activity summary into your QuickBooks general ledger each night. That is one of the features that we've created. The other one is you can create an accounts payable invoice. So as many of you know, Paladin's not an AP system. We are an AR system, sending out your monthly statements, but we don't track who you owe money to, only who owes you money. So many people use QuickBooks, and if you're using QuickBooks Online, then this is perfect for you to track all of your accounts payable, your general ledger, time clock, all that stuff. And so this will help you track this by sending these accounts payable invoices over to QuickBooks. Now, quick note, each feature is independent, so if you just want, I think we have quite a few people using the, most people want the automatic transfer of the day's general ledger. Not everybody wants the detailed AP. They already have a method for doing that, or they just don't need that feature for how they're doing their bookkeeping and their accounting. So these are they are independent of each other, so you do not have to have both. You can choose one or the other. Now we're talking about the general ledger. What is that? What is covered in the nightly general ledger transfer? Well, it automatically transfers the financial totals into QuickBooks each day, including your sales revenue, cost of goods sold, your accounts receivable, your accounts payable, your tax liability, and a few other fields that we move over. This is a roll-up of your general ledger. We're not sending over super detailed information, but we are sending it all over to QuickBooks. It's just a roll-up of your general ledger. Now, this does require a little bit of setting up. Before you can use this feature, you have to assign the QuickBooks accounts to the Paladin accounting categories. So you can go into the File Setup Accounting tab and then enter the appropriate QuickBooks account number or name for each accounting category. So you can see we got cash from sales, charge card from sales, external charge from sales. Each of those, I like to think of them as like financial buckets. Each of these financial buckets has an ID value assigned to it in QuickBooks. We need that ID value assigned in Paladin in the Accounting File Setup tab as well, so Paladin knows where to put this information. It's like, oh, ID 12345. Oh, look, here's financial bucket 12345. I know exactly where to put my cash from sales, and it puts it into there. And we can always help you with this stuff if you get confused. What is the number that needs to go? We can absolutely help you. Just give our support team a call. Additional setup integration settings is if you have different companies set up in QuickBooks, you can select the company for the store's GL transfer during the integration setup. And you're also with the class tracking. Some people separate their buckets over in QuickBooks. You know, they're managing a bunch of different things with one QuickBooks, and so they set up each company uses by tracking up by class. And so if you're using that class tracking in QuickBooks, you can specify the class for the general ledger transfer when you assign the QuickBooks account in the accounting tab. And you can do that in the file setup accounting, and you'll see the QuickBooks class there. This is also how a multi-store would handle it. We are live with the multi-store version of this integration as well. So if you're running multi-store version of Paladin and tracking each one of your stores as a different business, then you can use this. This is a per store setting, and it's going to import that store general ledger just specifically to one class or one company over in the QuickBooks setup. And again, we just need to know that class number so Paladin knows where to put it. And again, if you need help with this, we can certainly help you. Now, the accounts payable invoices in QuickBooks from the closed POs in Paladin. This is the other part of the integration. But it's basically going to auto-create accounts payable invoices. Just moments after a purchase order is closed in Paladin, the received order information is queued up for transfer to QuickBooks. So once you fully received a purchase order into Paladin, it is closed out. Many of you know that receiving tab there. You can see when a purchase order is still open and when it's closed. When it's closed, Paladin's going to go up. This one hasn't been sent over. Every couple minutes we do a check to see if there's any purchase orders that have been closed out that have not been sent over to QuickBooks. And if it finds one of these, it's going to go, oh, look, I found one. And then it's going to shoot that over to the appropriate spot in QuickBooks. And when the data transfer occurs a short time later, a new accounts payable invoice will appear in QuickBooks with the purchase details. You can specify an invoice date. When you close a purchase order, you can specify the invoice date for in the apply freight cost window. This date will appear as the date value on the QuickBooks accounts payable invoice. There's a little date value in there. The invoice date that you're applying to this purchase order will be the date that is in that date value in QuickBooks. So if you're doing this perhaps on a different date than when you actually received it and you want to send it on over, you can go ahead and change that. What does this look like in QuickBooks? You can see we've got a little picture of QuickBooks there, and then we tried to zoom in so you can see what was going on there, but the information that we send over is pretty detailed. You can see the price, the part number, the description, the quantity, and the cost as well. So it's going to show a list of the PO line items. This is in QuickBooks, including the part number, description, cost, quantity, line item. Pretty slick. So you can see all the stuff that got sent over from the closed purchase orders. The invoice also is going to include the vendor, so your supplier details from Paladin, the date from the apply freight cost window. We just saw that a few slides back. When you're applying that freight cost, you can enter that date. 10/31/2019, we've got input in that field. That's where that information is going to go. That reference number, that is going to be the Paladin PO number that is sent over from Paladin. So if the purchase order number is 12345 or 301-49482, it's going to send that purchase order so you have the corresponding reference number in QuickBooks, and you can link up this data and figure out, well, what the heck's going on. The reference number sent to the Paladin PO number and the amount due. That amount due is going to be the closed out amount, all the costs multiplied by the quantity, and totaled at the bottom of the purchase order is that amount due right there. And then the memo is going to have the Paladin POS reference. So later, if you're looking at QuickBooks or your bookkeeper's looking at QuickBooks, and they're like, what the heck is this line item from? I didn't do this. Nope, Paladin did. And right there in that memo feature, or memo line, you can see received PO. Here's the number in Paladin POS. Oh, cool. Now I know this is where this is from. Paladin was doing his job and moving this information automatically over into my QuickBooks system. Now, when we set this up, you probably is not going to be the first day that you're in business. So you can do a payable invoice history. When the integration is first turned on, you have a one time. So make sure that when we do this, you know exactly what you want when we set this up, because this is a one-time opportunity. Unfortunately, we don't have the ability to go, once we set it up, to import the past historical invoices again. So you have a one-time opportunity to create the accounts payable invoices at QuickBooks for purchase orders that were previously closed during a period you specify. So you can say, hey, I want to take all the AP all of the purchase order invoices from this date forward, and then boom, we can suck all that over. And then moving on, once the integration is set up, it will just do, the POs that you receive moving forward. So this is a one-time. Make sure you get while the getting's good on this. To take advantage of this feature when we're setting it up for you, let us know the start date for your historical import, and we can go ahead and help you out there. Now, when you're ready to turn on the integration, or if you have any questions, you can contact Paladin Support using our new help support submit a help request feature in Paladin. I hope you guys are using this. We covered this on a new webinar, or a webinar just a couple weeks ago. This is a really good way to get a hold of us for really anything. This submit a help request. The chat support, that's for quick answers to simple questions, also a very useful tool. And that submit help request is a little bit more complex inquiries. Again, you can use that for something like this. This is perfect. Hey, I'm having trouble setting up my QuickBooks integration. I need some help. This is a great way to let us know that you need us, and we'll get a hold of you just as quick as we possibly can. So make sure you guys are using this help support submit a help request feature in Paladin. Now, what does this cost you? So the QuickBooks Online integration, and again, we've been talking this whole time about only QuickBooks Online. We do have a desktop integration. They are working both very similarly. We have both the PO feature and the general ledger feature for both the QuickBooks Online and the QuickBooks Desktop. We are trying to push people a little towards the online integration. We like that integration very well. It works. We have good control over the information that we can send. We don't have to use any intermediaries. And it's a really slick way of sending information. It works with the desktop too, but we like the online. And again, it's a little bit cheaper for you. So the setup's only $249 on the online integration, where it's $399 if you do the desktop. And then the monthly is the same on both. This is a monthly charge. This is something that every time QuickBooks updates their software, we have to change and update our integration. And so there's a monthly fee here for the ongoing maintenance of these type of integrations. So it's $29 to your monthly fee from Paladin, both for the online integration and the desktop integration. And then QuickBooks, this is obviously fees to Paladin, nothing to do with any fees from QuickBooks. So if you need any QuickBooks fees, certainly give them a call. Let them know what you're doing, and get signed up with QuickBooks. Make sure that you know the costs involved from them. These are the costs from us. Make sure that you give them a call and know what they've got going on as well. And the desktop version has also been out for a little while. Some of you may be using it already. There is an easy way if you're trying to switch from the desktop version of QuickBooks to the online version. You can go on QuickBooks website, and there's like a converter that you can use that will switch your version. So if you're like, man, that in QuickBooks Online sounds kind of slick, maybe a cool tool that I want to use. I could probably use that from anywhere since it's an online portal as opposed to, stuck to a desktop, one computer. You can convert your desktop version to an online version. Go on QuickBooks website or call their support, and they can help you out with that. All right, guys, and that is it. Like I said, pretty simple, pretty sweet, pretty short. Let's go ahead and open the floor. Do we have any questions? Let's see here. If you do have any questions, you can go ahead and write. There's a little question panel. I don't see any questions right now. Tim, you asked for the multi-store. Yes, sir. This does fully support the multi-store version of Paladin. And as we were talking about the class features and the company feature a few slides back, if you have QuickBooks set up to have different companies within there, this is a per store setting, so we can say, hey, this store goes to this class or company in QuickBooks, so you can separate all this stuff out should you wish to do so. But yes, this is fully up and running for the multi-store version of Paladin. All right, guys, well, if you have any more questions about that, please don't hesitate to get a hold of our support team, as always, using that new chat support feature. The next webinar is going to be on September 22nd, and why GMROI, gross margin return on investment, is so important to your business. There's a lot of confusion there. Why is it good? What is it? How do I calculate it? So hopefully we're going to shine some light on this topic and kind of give some education on why GMROI is so important. It's got a lot of the decision making of the algorithm is based off of the not a ton, but it's one of the variables that goes into the algorithm of predictive analytics is this GMROI. So it's important to Paladin's algorithmic reordering system, market-driven inventory management system, and it's also important that you guys know how to calculate it and how to use this in your business. So please join us September 22nd for why GMROI is so important to your business. And as always, keep an eye on the little update window in the when you log into Paladin so you can get the update when this next webinar is coming out, September 22nd, and make sure that you are logged in. You can always go to portal.paladinpos.com/webinars to get our list of upcoming ones and make sure that you're joined up and ready for those. Check out our Summer 2020 release guide on the Help portal. You can see all of the new release features. We got some pretty cool ones this summer coming out. We did a webinar on it a few weeks ago, a lot of cool features. So make sure you familiarize yourself with that. There may be something that you've been asking for a long time that you would like to see happen that has already happened. So go ahead and go to the knowledge base and check out the Summer 2020 release guide. You can always download these slides, Paladin POS, portal.paladinpos.com/webinars. Check out our library, expand your Paladin knowledge. And that is it for me today, guys. I'll let everyone get back to their busy day, and as always, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to spend it with me here for a couple minutes. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you September 22nd for our next webinar.